since we're making a cloud around it. It's mostly on medium. A few things run high. I have an i5 and a 1660, so I have like a mid-range computer from internet. It's pretty horrible, so that's my biggest problem. Internet's not very good at all. But I'm glad it doesn't look horrible. It didn't look too bad when I was checking it out earlier or yesterday. I do have a few things on high. That's why the clouds look like crap when I get close to it. It's about all my computers handle. That the internet, being data struggles. I don't know if they went down, but my 1660 was crossed. I mean, I didn't pay much. Like I said, mine's a legit medium range. I just got an i5, but that don't surprise me. It's loud. What I say? You can get a 1660 pretty reasonable, but I'd get a TI or whatever for ray tracing. If you got one, but I don't know. Last time I looked, all the computer parts were way too expensive because I guess COVID. Everybody's at home, so they all built computers. I don't know. Yeah, it really is. I mean, this is the game I play to actually like relax. Just play this game, look at stuff, and chill. I have a 3D Pro joystick, which I actually still use. I just got this. I got this like 2 weeks ago, so I'm still getting used to it. I actually still like my stick. Like stuff like this, like gliders and stuff that have sticks. It's actually still better with the stick because there's something about their with a stick. Most things with a stick are a lot more agile. It seems like they turn sharper. So with the yoke, it feels like you're not really getting much response, but it works. It's I like it. But I still use my joystick, especially if I'm flying a jet or something. But yeah, I'm glad it don't look too bad. That's good to know. I mean, I think it looks. I'm not complaining to have the whole world to fly around and it looked reasonably good. I have no complaints. Um, we'll double check because I was actually just looking for random spots to see how far out we can zoom. So we are at the looks like the very tip top of Italy, right around right north of Venice. I don't know if I'm in Italy yet. I think Italy's lying somewhere up here. But yeah, so we just come into Italy. Or flying over Italy. There's the closest airport, and then Venice Airport, I believe, is one of these. I'm not sure. Yeah, I actually usually just look at the map, look at the terrain and stuff, and whenever I see something that looks cool, I just kind of go there. I don't even pay attention half the time. I should. We'll land in the field, I guess. That looks like a strobe light. Oh. Yes, I am American and I am in Georgia, so southeast United States, down in the bottom, right above Florida. Have I been? Wait, is that? Oh, yeah, yeah. Like Gainesville, Georgia. I don't know if I've been to Lake Lanier. I know I've been close to it. We actually work with the state, so I know a lot of people go up around Lake Lanier. I haven't went anywhere in a long time. The last few times I've went anywhere has been to Florida. It was south. So, can I see a lot of seagulls? I guess we're gonna find out. It's gonna be way too far. Start here. 5 minutes. We can do that. Yeah, since COVID happened, I just work and I work from home now. So I work home and then I sit home and then I stay home. Uh, where are you from? What country? I mean, I don't think there's any country without it, but unfortunately. It's always like a roller coaster when you start. Okay, Czech Republic. So have you been to Georgia or Florida? Or you just know about Lake Lanier? That's just kind of a random place for you to know about. Or you flew over it or something maybe. I mean, there's not a whole lot around here, but ah, that's cool. Yep. I mean, that's okay. That's cool. Okay. That's okay, so you've been all around here. Yeah, my wife's aunt lives in Atlanta. Um, I don't really like Atlanta. Too many people. I like the country, but I mean, I like going to the city for the experience, to visit, but not so many people. Went to the varsity hot dog place. So you went to a conference in Gameville, and then you stayed a night in Atlanta. That's cool. I it seems like everywhere I've flown somewhere has so far has beautiful parts to it. So I mean, I'd be happy to travel anywhere. Czech Republic. I do want to go to New Zealand one day. I really want to go to Japan. I mean, I haven't even been a lot of places in the states, so I still want to see like the Grand Canyon, a few other things. I still want to go sneak into Area 51, see if there's any aliens. I got a bunch of stuff I still need to do in the states, but maybe one day. Hopefully, COVID will be over for long, or at least manageable. See, I've never been to New York. The only time I went north, I kind of went like catty cornered. I went to Missouri, which there's nothing there. It's just long and flat in the south part, and I think there's mountains up north. But I've never been to a big city other than Atlanta, and some places in Florida like Miami, Tallahassee, which Tallahassee's not huge, but um, Jacksonville. Um, I don't know. Yeah. Um, a lot of American companies were involved, and then like Pfizer, which is out of Germany, I believe, is where they're actually out of. Um, but I actually live in a small town, and it's pretty low risk. And since I work from home, and the only time I have to go out is like to go grocery shopping, I'm not really in a hurry to get it. Plus, I'm not at high risk. I kind of think I'll wait until until everybody else who needs it more gets it, like elderly people, school teachers, police officers, firefighters, I guess, ambulance, people that have to come into contact with people. Um, as long as it works as good as they say it is or say it will, then I definitely hope everybody who needs to take it takes it. But we'll see. I mean, I wouldn't be. Uh, Pfizer, is it American? Is it in America? I might maybe it's located in Germany or maybe it has an office there. I know one of them come out of Germany. I don't remember which one. I think I don't think because Russia just made a vaccine and they haven't approved theirs yet. I just seen that. Uh, but yeah, you might be right. It might be American owned. I don't know where it's located though. One of them come out of Germany, and then I know Johnson and Johnson made one. I kind of think everything is an American and Chinese company. Like, I don't think there's anything that's not either American or Chinese. Not anymore. Mm. Um, yeah. And it's the China Russia ones are suspicious. Not to be mean, but I think most things China and Russia do are suspicious. But a lot of things American government does is pretty suspicious too. So you know. um, everybody here, a lot of people here, not everybody, but a lot of people here want free healthcare or government facilitated healthcare like they have in other countries. But actually, the reason that we're able to make vaccines and spend so much money on research is because of our private healthcare. So even though it costs more, it actually benefits the whole world that we pay more for healthcare because that's where all the money comes from that funds a lot of this stuff is from the private healthcare sector. So it's one of them win-lose things. You pay more money, it's privatized, but a lot more money goes into it. Scientists and doctors work harder when they're making more money. Unfortunately, it's how the world works. It's still funny. China, Russia, when they're suspicious. Well, the biggest thing is they're all suspicious because they're all so many politics involved. Um, the healthcare thing, yes, I guess you can go bankrupt because of healthcare, but there's kind of like a weird rule in America, and there's a lot of weird loopholes in America. So, if it was life saving, so like if you had, like I've had a couple, I had to have surgery one time. So if it's life saving, they can't refuse you service. They can call you and ask you for the money, and they can try to charge you for it, and they can bill you for it, but they can't actually take your stuff. They can't take your house. They can't force you to pay it. We we it is illegal for you to be refused service, and luckily it's one thing that they can't really do a whole lot about. Now, I mean, if you have a lot of money and you're not paying for it, that's when they would get you. But if you have no money, they're not going to do anything because there's nothing they can do. They can't get money from somebody who doesn't have it, and if you don't have nothing, they can't take it. So, but if you got plenty of money, yeah, they'll get it. They'll get their money from you. Uh, but no, bankruptcy from medical expenses isn't super common. It more or less depends on you. Yeah, basically, if you want to get things and not go broke here, you have to already be poor. Yeah, it's that's the whole loophole to the system. Um, if you're broke and you have absolutely nothing, they'll give you just enough to get by. They'll help you out just a little bit. But if you got plenty of money, you're definitely not getting any help. So, and then if you ever start making money, that little bit of help they give you when you're poor, they won't give you that no more. So it's either stay poor and get a little bit of help, or hope you get enough money to take care of everything you need. So yeah, it's a real rocky boat there. Yeah, trick is to be poor. Got it. Yep. If you want to get just a little bit, but enough to get by, you just got to be super broke, or get lucky and be super rich. One or the other. But being poor don't do you a whole lot of good. And I mean, it's public healthcare seems to work good in a lot of places. And see, kind of like what you're saying though, is we do have public healthcare. Like when I go to work and we pay our taxes actually go to I can't remember which one is like Medicaid, Medicare. But if you don't make much money, uh, taxes actually do pay for your health care. So poor people here actually do get free health care for the most part. If you work or have pretty much any job at all, then you don't really they don't really do much for you. It's like, well, you work so you can pay for everything, pretty much. Ooh, I don't know what just happened. I may have clipped a tree. That was interesting. Um, you see, the weird thing, like where you're coming from, the richest country can't have public like public health through the government is because with the mentality, and I mean I kind of agree, so I can't completely argue it, but with the mentality of Americans and capitalism, because we live in a capitalist republic, we don't actually live in a democracy. Most of our laws are based on democracy, democratic laws and governing, but we live in a capitalist republic or republic capitalist, whichever way that goes. So capitalism is our main thing. So it basically means the government doesn't get to really own businesses and stuff. It means that all of our businesses are private, whether it's internet, whether it's phones, whether it's cars, people who build houses, doctors. Um, the only thing that the government runs is our emergency response, and actually a lot of our medical response is privatized. Like how you have your ambulance, we have ambulances all over the place. All of our hospitals have ambulances, but you can be going down the road and you'll see like a garage thing on the side of the road, and it'll say like a company. It'll be like you know um, what's a good one? Just for example, like going blank here, but Sidmore EMT services or something, just random. Sidmore EMT services, and it's a private company that EMTs work for. So fire departments and police and the military, those are, and then state buildings. So working for the government directly. But other than that, all of our everything else, restaurants, clothing, commerce, all the other stores are all private. Yeah, see, all our phone, internet, all of that is all private. There isn't a government sector of business other than like Social Security and directly tied to the government. So, uh, like I said, it has its ups and its downs. So, yeah, and see, and that's and what like what yeah, exactly what you just said. You have a stronger safety net. And see, there's a saying that you'll hear from Americans a lot. One saying Americans like to say is, uh, people give up their freedoms for safety. And that's something Americans do not do. We're not willing to give up our freedoms for safety. So we would rather have privatized healthcare that costs more, even if it might not make sense, but we'd rather have the government not be our safety net. And that's the mentality of Americans is we not sacrifice our freedoms for a safety net or to be covered by the government. Um, Now we have been in the last few years. It's been changing a little bit, but that's kind of the mentality. Now some people do want more help from the government, but that's more or less the mentality. Is we'd rather have all our freedoms, freedom of speech, capitalism, where we get individual over group. Everybody, while it's everybody fends for themselves more or less, but everybody has the same opportunities. You can go to college, you can get scholarships, you can go own a business. So one of your best quotes. That's actually a very good quote, and that sounds very American. Yes, socialism never took root in America because the poor see themselves as an exploited polar. I can't say it. Collateral or proletariat. Exploited proletariat, but as temporary, embarrassed millionaires. Okay, so okay. I was misreading it. That's actually pretty good. Did you see that or hear that? It's his favorite quote as far as reflecting Americans. Oh, well, I don't know where it went. It disappeared. Oh, yeah. Sorry, you'll have to ignore that. Here, you can go over here if you want to share anything. I don't have my bot set up yet, but there you go. I seen that. I haven't figured out all my stuff yet. Um, but there's a Discord. You can share anything you want there. Put that quote up there one more time if you've got it. So it was good. Yeah, there it is. That was a pretty good one. I like that. But yeah, exactly like I said. That is it. And of course, it's not going to work for everybody, but not everybody's. You're not. No, we're not all going to be millionaires. You know, probably never going to be. But it is pretty set in stone that if you work hard and do a good job in almost any, I mean, even our fast food industry, if you work hard and move up, eventually you can live a comfortable life. It might not be the one you want exactly, but you can get by and you can do okay for yourself. My cousin's a good example of that. He works fast food and he has a very nice car and a very nice house and lives in Florida near the beach, you know, and him and his wife both work fast food. So if you work hard and show people you're willing to do stuff, there's not a whole lot to hold you back. There are some things. Again, where you live, poverty, uh, area opportunities in your area. Like I live in a small town, but I've been lucky as far as job and stuff. All right, I will. I'll check it out. Actually, file pain for a few minutes. Um, yeah. The American dream, I believe, is still real, but the American dream's more real for people from the outside. Not as far as like Americans can't have it. We've just become really, what's complacent. Kind of where other people would come here for the freedom of religion, the ability to own a business, maybe where they're from they can't. Like you're in a place where this is what you get to do, you don't get to move up from this. Those people come here because they can own a business, because they can practice whatever religion they want to. And in our own country, Americans have gotten so comfortable with their own freedoms that sometimes it like they don't want people to be able to say what they want. They want to get rid of freedom of speech in some ways or censor it, uh, and a lot of other things. So um, they don't like people having guns. Some people don't. So Americans have gotten to a point to where they've gotten so comfortable and feel so safe that they don't think they need some of their freedoms. And if you look throughout history, most places once they give up their freedoms, it doesn't necessarily get better for them. Not that everybody dies or anything, but it usually doesn't get better from there. Um, so people still come here for the freedom and the rights and the ability to be able to do something, but um, a lot of people that currently live here and have most of their life, if they've never been anywhere else or never had to go through anything, I just feel like honestly they're just kind of clueless. They really don't know the opportunities they do have, and so they just don't take a lot of them. Like they can have all kind of opportunities, scholarships, chances, even if it's just jobs that other people will never have in other places. You know, uh, what was it? A song I listened to. Run the world in the next decade because America's dividing the government is broken. China has a 50-year plan. China's had 200-year plan probably. China's had a long plan. Not to be mean to anybody, like, because I know most people that live there don't agree with the government much more than anybody else. But yeah, China's definitely got a 50-year plan. Yeah. Um, and see the messed up thing about America's decisive or division is mostly due to that broken government you're referring to. Um, we don't have like a slightly left government and slightly right government anymore. We have far left and far right, and nobody in between gets hurt. Yeah, and that's mostly propaganda. That's what most of that is. People being misled. Oh no, you're good. No problem at all. You're fine. Appreciate you watching. But no, yeah, it's just it's like anything. When you get really comfortable, you kind of start to forget how bad it could be, or or if you go through a hard time, if you go through a hard time in just an average American town where maybe you have a job that doesn't pay that much, or you have this or that, and you feel like, oh, this is the end of the world, this sucks, I'm never gonna get out of this. But it's nothing compared to someone that doesn't have clean water in a small country in the middle of South America, and doesn't know if they're going to eat today, or in somewhere in other places with the same China, even in some places in China, out in the provinces and stuff, some people don't know if they're going to eat every day, and you're mad because you have to either spend your last $5 on cigarettes or some beer. I mean, yeah, you just kind of, people lose sight of stuff really easy. A short one. There we go. Yeah, exactly. hmm And then once you have it good for a while, any little setback can seem like the worst thing ever. Oh, everything's just gonna fall apart. But I was supposed to have a rule about not talking politics on here, but I guess if I don't start the conversation, it's fine. um, no, you're fine. Most immigrants accomplish that when they come here, and you know why? Like I said, if you get like you just said, when you get comfortable, you it, you get complacent, you start not trying as hard, etc., etc. Most people that come here, immigrants especially, they usually do really well for themselves because they come here with that mindset. They come here with, now I can finally do something, and you can when you come here with that mentality. If Americans woke up every day and said I can go out there and do something instead of just waking up and saying, well, I'm free, um, you know, and I can't speak for all Americans either. I'm just kind of ranting too. So, but yeah, like you said, people get comfortable and they don't think of how bad it could really be. No, you're good. Feel free. Talk about whatever you want, man. It ain't no problem. If I have any opinion on it, which I usually do, I'll throw it out there. Not everybody's gonna like it, but it's life. Um, this, well, that's kind of loud, but this is a DLC plane I got. It's just a bush plane. It's pretty cool. It flies good. I mean, I don't think. Uh, I guess it depends on the perspective when you say run the world. Like, I don't feel like we run the world. I don't know. It's kind of a weird one. But I feel like we've put ourselves in a position to make people rely on us to give us pull. It's all politics. It's what the governments do. They say, "Oh, here's a bunch of money. Just keep doing stuff for us. Keep doing what we tell you." Blah 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 blah. So just like going to work, they find somebody that's got something they want, and they say, "Hey, we're going to pay you a lot of money for this. Just keep giving it to us." But that's anywhere, in any government, pretty much too. Oh no. So, in my honest opinion on America, is our politics. We need to work some things out. They have become really kind of extreme a little on some situations, but the American people, um, yeah, I mean most of those things are true. I guess our economy's still bigger. We have a good bit of debt too, though, but economy's all right now. Um, but I don't know what everybody else in the world sees on their news. I try to watch some Australia news and even a couple other places. There's a few places, but I don't know how. You know, any news station can be a little misleading. But so I don't know what they say about America on other news stations. But I know here, if you watch news here, you think that everybody hates everybody, and the only ones that talk about that or feel that way are the media and politics. People on the street don't feel that way. Now, you did see all the protests and stuff, but those were mostly police, and that was over police brutality, police beating up people, so and killing people, um, and overwhelmingly surprising, well, unsurprisingly, I mean, it happened to be minorities, especially African Americans, um, but so the peaceful protests were just, and then everything else happened, and then you get bad people sneaking in and causing problems, and then you get all this stuff on the news about everybody's racist, and there's this huge race war. But like I said, I live in the South, where cotton was grown and where where slaves were, and I don't hate anybody because of their skin color, and so far it doesn't seem like anybody hates me. But yet, if I turn on the TV, that's all they talk about is how everybody hates everybody. But it doesn't really seem that way. Not when you're just a regular person here. Now, if you're really this or really that, maybe. But if you're just a normal person here, everybody gets along pretty good. Oh yeah, the people that went in the Capitol building, bunch of idiots. Bunch of idiots. I mean, that was just. No, most of them aren't trusting. Um, and yeah, the Capitol rider people, those people were just, I don't know what they were doing. Everything was, I mean, I don't really like Biden. I don't really like Trump. I mean, Biden's been a politician for a long time. He hasn't really done anything. Trump could have done better. Trump probably could have done worse. So, you know, it is what it is. The bad thing is we only get so many choices for president, and they're usually not the best choices we could have, and that's the worst part about it. You would think, like you said, in like the greatest country in the world, you would think we'd have the greatest choice for leaders, but it just doesn't seem to work that way, ever. You're always kind of like, really? Is this who we have to choose from? Not that they do a bad job, because they don't always, but no. Anybody, anyone over the age of 34, I believe, you have to have over $1 million in political support and political backers or something. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know the details like all the way through, but you have to have like over $1 million in support from or donations or whatever it's called, and you have to be at least 34. Trump, he had never been a politician. He was just yeah, yeah. Trump, I didn't have a lot of problem with his like uh his business ideas with the country. Oh, that's loud. But he said just stupid stuff. Like he just said really stupid stuff all the time. So. But again, again, all you probably everybody talks about him being racist. But before he was president, nobody thought he was racist. When he become president, he become super racist. Like nobody really cared about Biden, but now, um, I mean, he was just the the old white guy that it was Obama's vice president, um, and I think most people just prefer Kamala. I don't really think many people. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. I'm just like I said. I'm just talking, but um, you know, it is what it is. You can't really do anything about it. Uh, we'll just have to see how Biden does. Like I said, I'm a centralist. I don't. I think on our constitutional rights in America, I lean more towards the right a little bit. I do support the right to bear arms and freedom of speech, but environmentally, I lean more left. I prefer protecting the environment. I actually work with the wildlife people. That's the wildlife department, so I'm all about saving the animals and stuff. So, um, yeah, I'm really in the middle. I have varying opinions on all kind of stuff. Yeah, the world is, but I think most of the tension was I think most of the tension was a lot of nonsense. It was a lot of uh, like propaganda and stuff, and it is going to be the same thing. Biden's going to have to deal with it. Trump went through it. It'd just be a different version, you know. They'll just talk about everything bad he's ever done and everything he says, and it's kind of to a point now where all our politics, like, okay, when Trump come into office, all the other politics would be like, oh, he talked so disgusting. The things he says, they hated the way he talked. Exactly, but people would call him a clown. So that's what I was just about to say. It's funny because when he first come into office, he did. He would call people names and stuff and talk bad about people, and everybody said it was so bad. But then by the time he left office, every other politician was doing it. Democrats and Republicans, they were all doing it, calling each other names, calling each other clowns, and just all kind of names. Like he brought the worst out of all the politicians, and it got crazy. Ooh, slow down. He did what? Ooh. I ain't. I think. I think he just didn't know how to think with his brain. Cause I mean, he did have. Like I said, he just. There's a lot I don't like about Biden too, but Trump was an idiot. Yeah, he said and did a lot of stupid stuff. But I'm not really mad about his presidenting. He handled Russia well. He handled China well. I thought the free trade deal was horrible. Um, uh, the trade war with China, we were giving China stuff for free, and they were charging us a ton of money for it. All his trade deals, even though people didn't like them, I was completely fine with all that. His mouth, and the way he thinks, though, he come off as kind of an idiot, yeah. But I also feel like Biden is the opposite. Biden's got the intelligence, but I feel like Biden's just too much of a puppet to do anything. So. Yeah, if he could have just shut his mouth a little more and not been so douchey a lot of the times, he look. If Trump wouldn't have been such a an asshole and a douchebag a lot of the times, he'd probably still be in office because most people didn't like him because he come off as an asshole. That's why most people didn't like him. So, yeah, if he probably could have just kept his mouth shut a little more, he probably would have been fine. But not my problem. uh, they should have just took his Twitter away a long time ago. If he wouldn't have talked, nobody. See, if you notice, Biden don't talk. Have you noticed that? Biden does not talk a whole lot. He knows better. When you're a politician, you can't talk too much because then you say too much and you get in trouble. So, yeah, you definitely got to be careful when you're a politician or anybody nowadays. But yeah, I always think it's weird. I've heard that Putin's family has ties to Russia, so maybe he does have ties to Russia, but I think it's always weird to me how no matter who's in office, they're going to be tougher on some people and not as tough on others, and then somebody else comes in office and it's complete opposite. So it's crazy. I'm really confused on, like, 1 week these are the bad guys. They're going to hack us and steal all our information. Then the next week, no, these are the bad guys. They're going to hack us and take all our information. So it's funny. I mean, not really funny, I guess, if you're in the middle of it, but it's entertaining. So I've learned we run the world, do it properly. Hey, you're talking to the wrong one. I don't have that much reach. Sorry. I'm gonna go post it on Instagram, but that's about the most I can do. Hey, we run the world. You need to be more responsible. I can go find Biden's Instagram or something and message him. Maybe he'll listen. uh, but I mean, no, I agree. Yeah, our government is responsible for a lot of people though. So not just here, all over the place. And they did that. They put themselves in that position. So that's what they asked for. I think that's the only way I can get away with talking politics. Is because if somebody gets mad about one thing, it's fine. You want to talk bad about Trump for a little while, we can do that. Oh, you don't like Biden? We can talk about him. There's plenty to dislike about all of them. I think if you are a hardcore fan of somebody in the politics, or to the obsessive point, then you're already doing the wrong thing. Like, there's always something that can be critiqued about a person. Normal. Oh, what? It's interesting hearing from your normal person. Oh, no. Yeah, rural? Yeah, I live out in the country. Like, I live in a little town. Yeah, definitely. So, no, nothing offensive. Um, no, and if he was, he didn't act like it most of the time. Like, he just had like he was still on that show where he got to just say you're fired all the time. Whatever that show was, Apprentice or something. He had that show a long time ago. I never watched it. I don't like reality television. Uh, but yeah, I'm happy to talk to people about whatever. Like I said, I'm pretty center on most things, and I'll just kind of rant for a while on it. But like I said, yeah, I can definitely complain plenty about Trump, Biden, you know, Kamala, Pence. Surprisingly, I don't really have anything to say about Pence, but I really don't know anything about the the previous vice president. Like, I don't know anything about Pence. Um, he seemed like a pretty level-headed guy. I think Trump would have been out of office a long time ago if it wasn't for him. But he might not be great either. I don't know. I'm sure other people know way more about him than I do. Oh, wrong way. I don't know where all my switches are in here. Pence called his wife mother? That's interesting. That's funny too. I'm so confused as to where my battery switch is in here. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there they are. Oh, that's actually funny. I hadn't even heard that. Called his wife mother. It makes me think of, I don't know. I don't know if y'all get all the same shows we do, but the show The Boys about the superheroes. It's kind of a great show. But there's a superhero on there that has like a mommy fetish. It's very disturbing. Ugh, a little weird. Just a little. So again, shoopity, is it shoopity boop? Yeah, it is shoopity boop. Appreciate you chatting so much. Give me somebody to talk to. And then I don't know if anybody's still here, but everybody else that's stopped by, appreciate that as well. Uh, Feel free to join our political talk. It's a big no-no. Um, don't worry. If you get offended, then you don't have to get involved. Um, but we promise we're not trying to offend anybody. We're happy to hear from all people. Again, Snoop here, Shoopity Doop here is from another country. I'm from the States, so it's just friendly conversation, sharing our opinions and points of view. Here, we can fly over where I'm from. It's kind of flat, but leave my well, there it is. Let's go to Moultrie. Yes, it's see. I really hope there's a YouTube video somewhere of him calling his wife mother. I want to see that. Be interesting.
Kilo Tango Victor India traffic separate 8 taking off runway 32 north departure.
I forgot about the DMC rules. my last video got taken down because I was listening to Spotify in the background. I'm a genius, let me tell you. Nope. I have, as of right now, I've not been out of the United States. I haven't been many places here. I mean, well, I've been quite a few places, but there's a lot of places I hadn't been. I've not left the U.S. yet. I hope to someday. Now that COVID has happened, uh, I mean, I always wanted to go to other countries and go to other places, but now that COVID's happened, now I feel like it's a priority to go to another state or country. I mean, yeah, another country before anything else crazy ever happens. Because next time they just might be like, nobody can ever fly or go anywhere again. So better take advantage of it. I feel like everybody should be buying plane tickets right now. They're really cheap. Turn that engine. Most of the states I've been in have all been in the southeast to the mid, well, Missouri, so still kind of to the east, but northeast. Um, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee. I've been through one of the Dakotas and one of the Virginias, but I just drove through. Then to Missouri. I don't think I've been. I don't think I've been west of the Mississippi yet, actually. That is true. That is true. I do know that much. I think there's Chicago flights. Yeah. If I flow, if I fly, I'll either fly out of Atlanta or Jacksonville. But hopefully one day soon. That'd be cool. I've actually never flown either. I've never even flown. But playing this game has really made me want to fly. Nope, never been in a plane. I coulda, but I had a car, so everywhere I've went, I've always drove. Because when I got there, I'd need my car. Because all my family and friends are from around here, so if I went somewhere else, you know, wherever I go, I'm stuck. So I've always drove whenever I went far away. Yeah, done a lot of stuff. I've been on smaller boats. I've drove a lot of miles. I've rode a train for quite a ways. But yeah, never flown in a plane. even though I know you're less likely to die in a plane crash than a car wreck, for whatever reason, the fact that they won't let you have a parachute has always bothered me. Like, I need a parachute just in case. But um, yes, I do have all my documents, passport, my social, all my permits for weapons and stuff, which I can't take anywhere else, of course. But yeah, passport and all that. Hopefully, I'll get to use it one day. I don't know where I'd want to go though. I always have several drinks before flying. Um, yeah, that's probably a good idea. It just, I'm sure, I'm one of them people. If I'm in a car, I kind of prefer to be driving, and even though I don't know how to fly a plane, yeah, somebody else is flying the plane, not me. So even though I don't know how to fly, it's kind of like driving a car. It's like I hope they know what they're doing. Yeah, a few drinks probably definitely be a good idea. I do want to go to New Zealand, and then I want to go to like Belize and Panama. We actually have some friends in Belize, in Central America. Um, I want to go down there. I'd really like to go see the Mayan ruins and stuff. I think that'd be awesome. It really messes me up when they put the copod in here. It kind of freaks me out. Every time I look this way, I'm like, oh god. It's like right in your face. I think the first time I ever looked over there, I almost screamed a little bit. Like, oh. I just didn't know anybody was going to be there. It's like, oh. Yeah, so there's actually only a few states that you can't own a gun without a special permit. Very few. Um, Actually, there's no state you can't own a gun. Um, it's their concealed carry and their rules. Like some states have all these crazy rules where like they won't let you carry your gun out of your house, which are all violations of the Second Amendment. But yeah, in Georgia, you can have it. You can own a firearm of anything that's not a military or like an automatic weapon. Um, as long as it's not automatic um, or military grade, then you can have it. If you have certain permits, you can have military grade stuff. The only reason you have to have special permits is to have a concealed carry. That means to like wear it where it can't be seen. If you have a concealed carry permit, then you can carry your gun on your person anywhere, or in your vehicle, or so forth and so on. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the first and second, and a couple other ones too. But yeah, um, yeah, I think a lot of people, and I mean, I understand why some people don't really care for guns. But again, I can go ahead and tell you, a gun's never killed anybody. Only people have killed people, so you don't really have to be scared of guns. Guns have never been the problem, contrary to some popular belief. And just like with the First Amendment, freedom of speech, words have hurt feelings, but words have never hurt anybody. So, you know, Um, there was a you were throwing out quotes earlier. I can't remember who said it, but there was um, and I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but I think it was a Japanese ruler, or either, I guess it was still, I don't know how long ago it was, but he said the reason no one would ever be able to invade America is it's because every blade of grass would have a gun, just because every person would. And yeah, I think as of right now, there's enough guns in the country for everybody to have two or three. So, um, and it's one of them things. Exactly. Speak freely and defend yourself. Which, if you speak too freely, you might better defend yourself. Because just because you can speak freely, you are responsible for what you say. That's the other thing. You know, you got to be responsible about how you use those rights. A lot of people don't remember that part. Uh, that is it. That's exactly the one. I like that one. Just because, I mean, I feel like it is true and it's one of the reasons we've never been invaded. Uh, like I said, it's one of them things. It's kind of like we talked about earlier. Most people just you get comfortable, and then you start to forget why you have things until they're gone. And then all of a sudden one day you go, "Oh my God, I need my gun." Oh yeah, we don't have guns no more. Uh-oh, what am I gonna do? Or that's what happened in every other country that gave up their rights. So I don't see it being different here if we give up ours. So it's kind of one of them things. If you go look up, different ways people die, then we should probably be banning cars and a lot of other stuff. Cars kill us, drunk drivers. I guess we should just ban alcohol. There's a lot of things that kill people. I was watching a video earlier, and the guy was talking about if you saw a lion, what would you do? And the other guy said, I would run from it. And he goes, you'd run from it? He goes, yeah. He goes, why? He goes, because lions are scary. They'll eat you. They'll attack you. He goes, why you think that? He goes, because that's what they show you on TV. And he goes, exactly. And then he goes, but guess what? People kill way more people than lions do, but you don't run from people. It's all about perception. Canadian Captain Moustache. Moustache or mustache? I appreciate the follow, man. Thanks a lot. Oh, appreciate the follow there too. Both of y'all. Is it Rick Boy? Rick Boy? Yeah. Yeah. I'm. I've streamed a little bit a while back, just kind of messing around, and I haven't had an update, but I hadn't checked either. Are you talking about an add-on? Um, appreciate the follow, guys. 10K non-suicide deaths a year. Maybe. I actually have all those numbers saved somewhere. I'm whenever, like, I mean, we're just kind of going back and forth. I'm not being too literal about stuff, and I'm not trying to fact check anybody. So, but I do. I try when I talk about stuff to be accurate. So 10K, that might be right. I can't remember the exact number, but I'm sure you've probably looked. You seem to be pretty on top of stuff. So, but definitely, yeah, when you actually include suicides, it's crazy how much the number goes up. Which means that most people that kill themselves and not someone else, and that it's not that they didn't need to have a gun; it's that they were going through a hard time and they didn't know how to handle it. Again, not the gun's fault; they just didn't know what else to do, so that's how they fixed it. Not the right answer, but again, the gun didn't run up and say, "Shoot yourself." So people have hard times; they need other people to talk to. No problem. Move out of the way. Yeah, I mean, I have them days sometimes too. So far, so far, I've been lucky enough to figure that life's not that bad. I mean, it sucks most of the time, but it's not that bad. I don't know what I have to look forward to if I die, so I don't know if it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, like you said, when you take away a self-inflicted injuries, it goes down a lot. Um, but yeah, Rick Boy, there's a lot of other ways to do it. I'd usually recommend, I don't know where you're from, so I don't know what you have access to, but I'd usually recommend starting with a joint, or, or if you need to go see your doctor and get you a Xanax, I'd usually start with that. uh, oh, Seattle? Oh, yeah, you're good. You can get whatever you want. You got more access to stuff than I do. I'd stay away from heroin and all those things. I don't recommend those. If you have to get it off the street, probably not a good idea. 12:14 there. Yeah, I'll be crashing here for long. It's actually like 3 o'clock in the morning here. I gotta go to bed for too long. 3:15. I actually, I'm I'm glad I started. I did this. I got on earlier and I had Spotify playing in the background and I was streamed for like 3 hours. And when I went to I finished here, went to upload it to oh yeah, you better go to bed soon too. I had to get up and go to or sorry, I had to get up. I went to upload the video to YouTube, and as soon as I went to upload, like instantly they were like demonetized, copy strike. I was like, huh? I had Spotify playing in the background, but I couldn't even hear it. It was so low. But they picked it up and copyrighted my song. I mean my song, my uh my video. Yeah. So I was like, ah, assholes. So I was like, whatever. I'm not doing nothing. I'll get back on here and record another one. I was still playing around, so I got back on here. I'm glad I did. I appreciate everybody following. I don't have a schedule yet. I actually, uh, Rick, you were saying you're new. Like I was saying, I watch a streamer here and there. Um, I've never really been big on watching streamers, but I play so much, I was like, if my internet will let me stream, I should just try to stream and see if it'll work. And then I started watching a few people. So now I've actually started watching people to play with them. I don't really just watch streamers unless they're playing something that I'm interested in. I'm not a fanboy kind of person, really, even with celebrities. So that's just how I am. But after I started playing this, I started meeting other people in the community, and they stream. So now I watch them out of just to support them, just because they're cool people. Uh, so I was like, I might as well start streaming too. So again, if any of y'all do stream, feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to come to follow y'all and give y'all a watch sometime. But yeah, I actually just started like 2 days ago again. I streamed a little bit a few months ago, took a break, and then started back. Uh, Joey, appreciate it. I think you fly with us over in Fliggities, don't you? I think. Yeah, I thought I recognized that name. I seen you earlier. What's up, man? Appreciate you coming over and watching me. I probably won't be up too much longer, but I'm just flying around. Um, they took the Pog champ face. Like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about Pogs? Did you? Do I? When we get done here, I'll have to check. I, I don't know if I followed you yet or not. I definitely will, though, man. Yeah, because I mean, Fliggity, he has his time from 11, and so I enjoy flying with everybody over there. So I always try to show up. But I'm on. I have random days off, so I'm on a good bit when he is he's not streaming, so I'm always looking for somebody to fly with. Uh, and I'm gonna try to make me a schedule, so I won't be streaming randomly all the time. I'm gonna have me some kind of schedule. I'll probably stream for a few hours, a few flights, or something a week. Yeah, that's what I said. Pog. You talking about like Pogs, like when you used to play with Pogs? Those Pog, or are you referencing something else? Am I missing it? Going over my head. That tasted terrible. I'm talking about Joey Bolo. You don't care? I'm pretty sure he was talking to me anyway. So everybody needs a good creeper. Yeah. Like I started streaming Magic and some other stuff that I played a little bit a while back, and then I just kind of stopped. And then again, yeah, like you just said, playing with everybody else, and then I see Fliggity, and then Mr. Pilot, and Pilot Guy, Mr. Polite, Two Tone. He's pretty funny. I like Irish accents. I don't know. Jacksepticeye. I watch him sometimes on YouTube. He's hilarious to me. So then when I found uh, Two Tone over there, I was like, oh, he sounds just like Jack. I was like, I can deal with this guy. So, and then Fliggity's just a cool dude. So, I'm going way too fast. Way too fast. Is this even I don't think this is the runway. I'm not even sure what I'm doing here, but we're gonna land. Um, but yeah, and then after watching Fliggity for a while, I was like, well, shoot, if I'm gonna be on here every day, I might as well try to stream. My internet's not if I can get words out, my internet's not always that good, but it is what it is. It is what it is, and I guess it is not what it isn't. Something like that. Yeah. I started playing around with VatSim a few weeks ago. Um, it's weird. I train people at work. I talk on the phone every day, and I'm still when I get in VatSim, I'm like, what do I do? Oh God. Yeah, you too, Joey. Appreciate you stopping by, man. You have a good night. Yeah, very true, Rick. It's definitely good. I've, I, literally, you guys, I appreciate y'all. I've never had this many viewers. I've only streamed a couple times, but never had this many viewers. So I appreciate y'all coming through. I guess there is one good benefit to being on at 3 o'clock in the morning my time. And am I going down another runway? Oops, I went the wrong way. I turned off my director waypoint thing because it was annoying. Appreciate it, Rick. I think I hope so. Maybe. Appreciate you wishing me luck there. I could definitely use it. uh, I mean, just, just always be a why not person. You know what I'm saying? Be a why not person. Not with everything, with sensible stuff. If you have an opportunity take it. Because if you don't, somebody will. Let's see. Hopefully, it probably won't be next time y'all come through, but hopefully one of the next times y'all come through here soon, we'll maybe have bot and everything working right. We'll have some more stuff going on, but all the same, appreciate y'all coming through and watching me fly. I haven't been doing no realistic stuff. I do short flights. I don't care for big airliners too much. And I apologize. Someone else asked earlier about the 701 update. I haven't had an update. But I didn't have an update. If it was an add-on, there could have been a release today. But I didn't get a notification, so I don't think it released on Flight Simmer or what's the other one? Sim Market, unless it was directly in game. So his was a parking spot, but mine's not. I felt cheated. Well, it's a beautiful day. All right, so one last time, guys. I appreciate everybody coming through. Thanks for the follows y'all gave me. I will make a schedule and post it. When I'm off work, I will be streaming at this time of night. That's fine. You might be the last one left at this point in time. Um, but this will be going on YouTube too. So I will have a Twitch schedule coming up soon. Not sure when it's going to be yet, but Rick, appreciate you hanging out in there with me till the end here. Please come through anytime you see me on. Um, feel free to throw a link up if you ever want to start streaming. Be happy to give you a follow, man. So, y'all have a good night. Later.